Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest that Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, and Hope Logan, Annika Noel, could reunite sooner than anyone expects. Carter and Hope's relationship didn't last very long. However, Hope and Carter burned hot when they were together. What if Hope is pregnant with Carter's child? Bea has just discovered that the father of her daughter, Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, is dying from a brain tumor. Hope wants to spend as much time with Liam and their daughter as she can before Liam dies. Liam has convinced Hope that she needs to fix things with Carter and reunite with him. Carter will be a great partner for Hope when he is gone. Hope has gone to Carter to try and fix their relationship. However, Hope had no idea that Carter heard her confession of love to Liam. Once Hope figured this out, she fell into Carter's arms. This likely means that Hope will open up to Carter about Liam's condition and swear him to secrecy. However, there could be something that throws a wrench into this plan. Carter wants a wife and kids and has for some time. Carter thought that he and Hope would have that together until he heard her talking to Liam. What if Hope is already pregnant and just hasn't noticed it? Hope has been under a great deal of stress, especially after the takeover of Forrester Creations. A pregnancy could certainly be overlooked this early because of that. Of course, if Hope opens up to Carter about her and Liam, she could also end up in Carter's bed again. Hope could easily get pregnant by this encounter and realize it later. Is Hope that woman to give Carter that family he wants? Is Carter already going to be a dad, and they just don't know it yet? Will Carter have the family he so badly wants? This could certainly turn into a huge story for Carter. Brooke Logan, Katherine Kelly Lang, is their biggest supporter. Brooke would be thrilled for Hope and Carter to have a child together. Brooke would certainly declare this was meant to be. Liam would certainly have an opinion. After all, Liam has pushed Liam to reunite with Carter. This may prove to him that they belong together. Carter is due to have something good happen in his life, and a baby with Hope could be just that. What if the baby is discovered after Hope talks Liam into remarrying her until he dies? Will Hope and Carter co-parent this baby together, or will they finally get back together and be a family? Is Carter truly the woman Carter needs? A new dawn in Los Angeles. For too long, Carter Walton stood in the shadows, the ever-loyal friend, the heartbroken romantic, the man who loved deeply but always fell just short of forever. His journey had been paved with loss and longing, Zoe's betrayal, Quinn's elusiveness, Paris's confusion. Each love left its mark, each ending a lesson in vulnerability. But what if the next chapter finally offered him not just love, but a soulmate answer came from the most unexpected place? Hope Logan. Hope reclaims her independence. Following the fallout with Thomas and the sudden collapse of their collaboration at Hope for the Future, Hope found herself emotionally lost and professionally untethered. She had taken a chance on Thomas, against her mother's wishes, against Liam's jealousy, and against her better judgment. And when he proposed yet again in Rome, it all unraveled. Hope had finally seen the pattern. Love couldn't be built on obsession, even if it came dressed in loyalty. Hope walked away, this time for good. But in doing so, she faced the cold, hard question. Who is Hope Logan without Thomas? Without Liam? Without anyone telling her who she's supposed to be, she found herself in the Forrester Creations legal office, seeking to renegotiate her contract and stake claim to her brand in a new direction. That's where Carter came in. Legal help turns to late-night confessions. At first, it was professional. Carter guided her through the legal maze, protected her interests, and fought for her ownership rights to Hope for the Future, even if the line was temporarily shelved. But those late nights spent huddled over contracts, laughing about the absurdity of office politics, brought them closer. Hope began to see a side of Carter few got to witness. Thoughtful, funny, supportive, and above all kind. One rainy night, while the city of Los Angeles trembled under thunderclouds, Carter poured them each a scotch and asked, "Why do you think love always ends with heartbreak around here?" Hope smiled sadly. "Because we keep choosing people who don't see us." "Not really." He looked at her then, not as a client or a friend, but a woman. And in that instant, something shifted. Ridge and Brooke are shocked. Brooke Logan, fiercely protective of her daughter, began to sense something was different. Hope was smiling again. Not forced, not for the cameras. Real smiles. Soft eyes. Laughter. When she spotted Carter and Hope grabbing coffee at El Giardino, their heads bent close, she raised an eyebrow. "Carter Walton?" she murmured to herself. "Interesting." Later that night, she confronted her daughter. "Are you and Carter together?" Hope hesitated. "Not together, but I feel safe with him. Life I can be me, no pressure, no judgment, it's easy." Brooke's face softened. "After everything you've been through, I just want someone who loves you the way you deserve." Meanwhile, Ridge gave Carter a friendly warning. "Hope is Brooke's daughter. That means drama. You ready for that?" Carter replied with a grin, "I'm ready for her. That's all that matters." Liam's world collapses. Liam Spencer had assumed he and Hope would always be tethered. Even as they drifted apart, he clung to the belief that time would bring her back. He used Thomas as a wedge, hoping to make himself the safe option again. But now that hope was gone. When he saw Hope and Carter sharing a quiet, romantic dinner, his stomach turned. He confronted Carter the next morning at Forrester Creations. "She's vulnerable. You know that, right?" Carter remained calm. "Hope is one of the strongest women I know. Don't insult her by pretending otherwise." Liam's jaw clenched. "She's still my wife." "Was," Carter corrected. "She's her own person now. Let her be." Hope, who overheard the tail end of the conversation, made her position clear. "I don't belong to you, Liam, and I never will again." A dream Carter thought he'd lost. Carter had spent so many nights wondering if real love was out of reach for someone like him, someone who had always been Plan B. But Hope didn't see him as a consolation prize. She saw him. And that changed everything. When he shared a quiet evening with her at his apartment, candles glowing, jazz playing low, he finally let the words slip. "You've made me believe again," he said. "In forever." Hope cupped his cheek, her eyes glassy with emotion. "You've given me the space to rediscover myself. I didn't fall for a fantasy, Carter. I fell for the real you." They kissed, no tension, no pretense, just two souls finally finding their rhythm. Thomas tries to interfere. But no good love story in Los Angeles comes without complications. Thomas Forrester, having worked so hard to reform himself, found the news of Hope and Carter intolerable. He cornered Hope in her office. "Carter? Seriously? He's safe. Boring. You're not boring, Hope." She looked him in the eyes. "No, I'm not. But you know what else I'm not? Your project. I don't need chaos to feel alive anymore." She left him standing alone, stunned and powerless, the roles finally reversed. Later, Thomas tried to manipulate Ridge into reconsidering Carter's influence in the company. But Ridge, surprisingly, supported the budding relationship. "If Carter makes Hope happy, then maybe it's time we stop standing in the way of people finding peace." Paris returns, and complications ensue. Just as things were heating up between Carter and Hope, Paris Buckingham returned to Los Angeles, vibrant, ambitious, and clearly not over Carter. She was shocked to find Hope on his arm at a Forrester charity gala. Jealousy flared, and she cornered Carter afterward. "So this is what we're doing now? You're playing knight in shining armor for the Logans?" Carter sighed. "Paris, we had our time, I'm not looking back." Paris warned Hope discreetly. "Carter has a habit of falling fast. Don't be surprised when he changes his mind." But Hope wasn't rattled. "He doesn't want fantasy anymore, Paris. He wants something real. And so do I." Eric Forrester's blessing. In a heartwarming moment, Eric Forrester offered his support. He took Carter aside one afternoon and said, "You've been part of this family longer than some blood relatives. And I've seen you get your heart broken more times than you deserve. If hope makes you smile, don't let go." The old patriarch even hinted at Carter helping design a new wedding collection, one that might be used sooner than anyone expected. A dream realized. Carter's dream had never been flashy. It wasn't about power or prestige. It was about love, stability. A home filled with laughter, not arguments. Morning coffees, not courtroom battles. Someone to wake up beside and say, "This is where I belong." One warm spring evening, Carter planned a small surprise for Hope on the rooftop garden of Forrester Creations. Just as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting gold across the skyline, he pulled a small velvet box from his pocket. "I don't want to lose this, not you, not us." Hope's eyes widened, a breath catching in her throat. "Carter." He dropped to one knee. "I know we didn't expect this. But sometimes the best things come when you stop chasing what you thought you needed, and finally let love find you." Tears brimmed in Hope's eyes. She nodded, barely able to speak. "Yes. Yes, I want this." The future beckons. As word of the engagement spread through Forrester Creations, reactions ranged from shock to joy. Brooke offered a tearful blessing. Rich gave Carter a hug and warned, "No takebacks." Liam, though devastated, finally accepted that Hope had moved on. And Thomas? He backed away quietly, a smile forced, his heartbreak hidden behind blue eyes. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our BOLD and BAUTFUL UPDAT YouTube channel for more update news.